Okay guys, so I thought I'd start working on the turnaround now. You know, it's been a progressive series, you know, over the last, 6.5 months, getting him to turn around, and I'm now starting to kind of concentrate on a little bit more, kind of, start to get it out of that kind of green colt stage and start to work on it as a maneuver, okay? The turnaround is a funny maneuver in a horse, in a reining horse, okay? It's kind of like an evolving, changing maneuver that I can't just tell you, do this and you get that. Because what I do to Titan today, I don't know how he's going to turn around. I'm going to show you how I work the system. But what I do to him today to correct him, I'll probably guarantee you will not be what I'll be doing to him 3 or 4 days from now. Because he'll be doing something different in the turnaround. So it constantly changes and evolves what they're doing, and then that makes you react to them differently. So this is one of the maneuvers that's very difficult to teach people because I can only give you a snapshot today of what he's doing, okay? That's why right now we're in the middle of filming a performance horse series. Over the next 2 years, I'm gonna film, all of my 2-year-olds all the way through their 2-year-old year, all the way through their 3-year-old year. And you might say, well, what's different compared to what you're doing with Titan? It's going to be much more detailed. What I'm doing with Titan, I'm skipping a lot of steps and I don't get to show you all the stuff at all. But I want to show you on 7 or 8 colts the progression they make from starting under saddle to the futurity and beyond. So it's a long project that we're doing, but we're filming it. And so that way I can give you more than just one snapshot today, okay? So to begin with, when I first start turning him around at this point, he's had 6.5 months of training, I'm just going to turn him around, and what's important to me is self-propelling. I want him to step himself around that turn. I don't want to have to keep kicking him every step, bump, 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 to keep him turning or keep clucking. So my cue to turn around is I lay the rein across his neck, I cluck to him. Even though he's deaf, I still cluck anyway, because on the ones that can hear, it's like my plan B. Like when you get in the show pen, you watch a lot of reining horses, the guy will go into the show pen, he'll lay that rein across the horse's neck, and the horse will be looking at the kid over in the bleachers and will not be paying any attention. And like, you can see the look on the guy's face, he's like, hell, come on, you son of a bitch, turn. And like he's hoping the horse is gonna turn. I don't wanna guess like that. So I'll lay the rein, and then I have an audio cue of cluck, 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 and that's his cue to start turning. So what happens is when you lay that rein, if that horse is distracted by the judge or somebody, as soon as I cluck, 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 they know that means turn. And it saved my ass a few times. I've been glad I've had that kind of like a little safety parachute there. Lay the rein is the cue, cluck, cluck, cluck it's lay the rein, cluck, 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 I'm gonna whack you with my leg. Lay the rein, cluck, 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 kick him with your leg. Well, I never wanna get to the part of kicking him with the leg if everything's going well, okay? So again, he can't hear, but I just act like it's that anyway. So with him, it's real important that I get him real good off that neck rein, because I don't have a plan B if he doesn't go into the turnaround from a neck rein when I'm showing him, another year from now. I just got my leg to kind of go to at that point. And I can do it with that, but I want it to be a little smoother than that. So when I first turn him around, I just want to see kind of what he's doing to me today. So I turn him around and I put my hand back in his mane and just see what he does. And it'll probably look bad. He might walk out of it, he might bend too much, who knows what he'll do. But that kind of gives me a starting point of what adjustments I need to make, as opposed to me starting him in the turnaround and keeping him perfect from the beginning. Like, what I'm saying is, let your horse make mistakes so that you know how to correct him in training. Now, I'm not gonna let him make mistakes for 10 minutes now, but I'm just gonna turn him, once or twice each way and just see what the hell's going on in his world, okay? So let's get going here. So, I'll lay the neck rein. Nothing's happening. I kicked him. My hand's in his mane. He stopped on me. I didn't ask him to stop. He stopped again. Stopped again. Whoa. Whoa. Kind of put my hand forward a little bit then because he couldn't hear me so well, so I just kind of put my hand forward as kind of his cue to stop. So I'm going to lay the rein. Put my hand back in the middle. Tried to stop. Whoa. Okay. So, a couple of things I need to be aware of. he's still pretty green with my neck rein, wasn't he? When I laid that rein the first time I went to turn him around, he was a little bit dumbfounded and didn't know what to do. No big deal. So I got to get him better at my neck rein. To the right, he was waiting on me to help him too much. You know, he'd start, stop, so I'm looking for more cadence out of his feet. To the left, he propelled himself and did really well, but he was way too bent in the turn. Okay, so each horse, right and left horse are different horses, so don't be surprised if your right spin is completely different than your left. I literally train right Titan with his right ear, okay? This is a different horse and this is a different horse, okay? So don't be concerned that there could be polar opposites there, okay? So, what I'm gonna do is draw this across his neck, bump him here. I'm gonna put two hands on the reins. Whoa. Now what I did then is I kicked him with that outside leg and said, okay, you gotta pull your finger out now, boy, and you gotta put a little more effort into this. And as soon as he turned himself around with propelling motion, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, I quit him. So I didn't wait till he shut down again. So as soon as I feel him that he's carrying his own momentum, I stop and reward him there. So I'm gonna go back the other way now. And I'm gonna take a little bit of that bend out of him. Whoa. And I did that by kind of holding this outside rein just a little bit here. So now I'll go back this way. Oh, I love that. Whoa. So that time when I drew that neck rein across his neck, that's why I like these loop reins, because when I draw across, as I draw across, it pulls on the direct rein and then the outside rein comes across, so it lets the horse feel that rein coming across their neck and it gives them more of a time to react to it. And then eventually when they get really trained, you just, you know, I move my hand way out here. He's 2-year-old, you know, well, he's 3, but you get my drift. When he gets to be a futurity horse and I show him, I'm just gonna lay that rein a few inches and he should get going, okay? Whoa. So that time I let him turn around a little bit longer and he kept himself propelling there, okay? But I do a lot of left and right, left and right, left and right until they just get real good at it. When they start anticipating left and right, then I'll go 2 to the right, 1 to the left and start mixing it up. But a lot of trainers just work on left spins and then right spins. From the very early age, I go back and forth. Whoa. So I'm not after speed right now. Like he's got 3 more gears ahead of him. I can already feel him. This horse is going to turn around big. But I don't want, it's not about a speed right now, it's about him being crisp. Cool. Now right then at the end, I kind of bridled him up a little bit and I just said, hey, will you give me that face? How you feel about giving me a little bit of face in that turnaround? And he gave me the right answer, so I kind of left him alone. Here, I'm just going to walk him forward out of it. He felt just a little heavy in my hand there. Just soften him here. He's kind of stopping on me, a little stutter stepping. So I'm going to walk him out of it, soften him up. Go back into it again, lay that rein. Oh, good boy. I love how he's dropping that neck down like that. Like that's kind of like, he knows if he stays down there, I'll kind of leave him alone. He picked his neck up, I just put his feet back to work again. Whoa. See how I just kind of put that hand forward? So that's going to be his cue. Normally I just say whoa, but well, I kind of say whoa and put your hand forward even if they can hear. I suppose I do the same thing really. Anyway, I just be maybe a little more aware of where my hand is, because that'll be kind of his cue to shut off. Love that. He went straight into the turnaround. Whoa. And he might be a little bit more bent than what he will be in the very end, but me personally, I don't like horses that turn around real straight, because I feel like they start diving their shoulder into the turn, their head starts looking to the outside. It's terrible. Don't forget to check out our next Titan training series, mate.